Are you planning a trip to South Korea? Don't waste hours scrolling through bad advice. This is the only travel guide you need.
Hi, my name is Paul from tastesseoulgood, an American who's been living in South Korea since 2009.
I've spent years exploring every corner of this country, and I'm finally breaking it all down in one place.
This video aims to be the only travel guide for South Korea that you need. I'm going to be showing you what to see, what to do, where to go, and of course, what to eat in this very comprehensive vlog. So whether it's your first or your 21st time in South Korea, this vlog is going to give you all the information you need for the perfect South Korean getaway.
And there's one travel accessory that makes everything way easier. But you've probably not even heard about it. Let's change that. Your journey starts before you even step foot in Korea.
All right, so there are a lot of things that you can do before your departure to South Korea that's going to make your trip a lot simpler. First, we need to make sure you have the right documents. So most importantly, you're going to need your passport. You're going to want to make sure there is plenty of validity on it. Make sure it is not damaged in any ways, and protect this during your trip in South Korea. Next up, you're going to want to see if you happen to need a visa. Many countries can get a visa on arrival or a tourist visa. However, certain countries are going to have to apply for that beforehand. So check with your local embassy to see if you require that. Now, some good news. Many of you may have heard the K-ETA, the Korea Electronic Travel Authorization. And good news is that as of 2025, many countries are exempt from having to file for this. So check to see if your country is on the list. If not, you're going to want to take care of that. And also, as of February 2025, you can also do an online arrivals card 72 hours before your arrival into South Korea, South Korean time, which is going to save you a little bit of time and hassle. However, if you can't do that, you can always fill out the card once you get here. However, always best take care of a few things. The most important thing you're going to want to do before you set off to South Korea, guys, is to check into getting a WOWPASS. So this is something that I heard of recently that is aptly named, because once I heard about all the different functions, I was literally like, wow. This is pretty cool. I wish I had something like this when I first arrived in South Korea. So this is a card that is a combination of a payment card as well as a transportation card. Now let me tell you a little bit more about the WOWPASS.
WOWPASS is the must-have card for travelers in Korea. It's an all-in-one prepaid card that works for payments, transportation, and even money transfers. Top up easily with 16 foreign currencies at kiosks or through the app. No need to worry about extra fees. Pay anywhere, send money to friends or Korean bank accounts, and unlock exclusive rewards and cashback from top Korean brands. Plus, you can buy and use the Discover Seoul Pass directly in the app for free entry to over 70 attractions. Travel smart and experience Korea like a local with WOWPASS.
All right, so the WOWPASS can be issued at lots of locations all around the country. You can actually pull up their app and find out which one is closest to you, and then simply locate it, just like this one here in Myeongdong Station, which seems to be very popular. And then it'll walk you through everything in order to get your WOWPASS card. So let's talk about money. So you might have this, US dollars or some other type of foreign currency, but you need this South Korean won. How do you get this into this? The answer is simple. So while there are many different options that you could use, none of them are more simpler than using your WOWPASS. Let me show you how. So I had USD, I was able to insert it, and it automatically exchanges it to South Korean won. I can also use this kind of like a debit card and pull cash out if I want. Another amazing function is that if I lose this, I can go online, I can lock it, and then reissue another one. So it is a traveler's best friend. So stay tuned, let's show you how we can use it, how easy it is. You don't need anything else except this card. So I want to give a huge shout out to WOWPASS for sponsoring today's video. It really is the ultimate travel accessory when you are traveling to South Korea. It allows you to travel around the country without cash, which is an amazing benefit. However, it doesn't stop there. They've been gracious enough to share some of the benefits with you. So if you're coming to Korea, be sure to get your hands on one of these WOWPASSes. There's over 240 locations around the country that allow you to do that. Once you've downloaded the app, you can then put in my personal referral code, which is TSG Korea, and you'll be able to get 0.5% cash back up to 5,000 Korean won. But wait, there's more. WOWPASS is actually giving me a few codes to give you your own WOWPASS for free. So I'll be giving that away. All you need to do is comment down below what your favorite benefit of the WOWPASS is, and I will choose a few of you and contact you and let you know how you can get your hands on one of these for free. So once again, thanks to WOWPASS, and with that, let's keep adventuring. So without a doubt, the most commonly asked question I get when people are planning their trips to South Korea is, when is the best time to visit Korea? I get this question almost on a daily basis, and my answer might sound a little bit snarky, but it's actually whenever you have the time and money to do so. Korea has 4 unique seasons. They're very distinct. They offer different things. So to kind of break it down, of course, March, April, springtime is beautiful, has those beautiful, iconic cherry blossoms. Fall, October, November, wonderful fall foliage, weather is cool, it is a beautiful, stunning time. Winter, very cold, but it can also be beautiful with all of the snow on the palaces and other places. And then you have summer. Summers can be hot, they can be humid. The only time I'd really probably try to avoid is during the rainy season, which is usually like the beginning of July. It can rain quite a bit. Other than that, as long as you're not afraid of a little bit of hot weather, you just stay hydrated, you'll have a great time. There's a lot of great things to do. Korea is a peninsula, you can go to the beach, lots of wonderful things to do. So I don't think there is a right time to visit. April and October, November for the fall foliage are great times. However, it's also peak tourist time. So hotels are going to be a little bit more expensive, things are going to be super crowded. And also springtime with all of the cherry blossoms, one thing you might not realize is that the pollution can be really bad at that time. That's something you have to worry about. So if you have lung issues or any type of health condition that might be affected by that, you're going to want to take that into account. So pros and cons to every season, basically.
Before you land in South Korea, be sure to download these essential apps. First up, Kakao Maps for seamless navigation around Korean streets. Need to communicate? Kakao Talk is Korea's preferred messaging app. For language assistance, Papago Translator provides instant translations. Stay updated on the subway with Subway Korea, designed for foreigners.
So you have just landed in South Korea. Welcome. So we're going to take you through what you should do in the next hour or so while you're here in the airport and how to get down to the city center. So after you deplane, you're going to go through a little bit of a process. And this is kind of a universal process for just about any international flight that you take. I'm not going to be showing that to you though, but I can tell you what you're going to do. You're going to deplane. You're then just going to basically be ushered into a series of events. You're going to want to make sure you have your passport and any required information already filled out. You're going to start by going to immigration. They're going to check your passport. They might take a fingerprint scan of you, and then once you have cleared that, you're going to head down an escalator or elevator. You're going to go to baggage claim. You're going to grab your checked bags before proceeding to customs. They will see if you have anything to declare. If not, the last thing to do is to walk through one of these doors through the arrivals hall, and then ta-da, you are in South Korea. This is where they let you free to roam the country for as long as you are here. And this, after you walk through these doors, this is where the fun begins. So while it might seem really daunting to go through the airport in a whole different country, don't worry, Incheon is very efficient. Things are in English. There's a lot of counters also that will help you, so don't panic if you don't know what you're doing. Simply stop, take a breath, and then find one of the help centers here, and they will be able to answer all your questions. Take your time. This is the beginning of an amazing trip, so just relax. Everything you need is in this airport. Incheon International Airport is divided into 2 different terminals, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. They are easily connected to each other, so depending on which airline you fly in from, you're going to be coming into one of the 2 different terminals. I am here at Terminal 1 for today's video. However, most things are very similar. If you're flying Korean Air or any of these other airlines, you're going to fly into Terminal 2. And for all other airlines, you're going to be flying right here into Terminal 1, the original terminal. So in the airport, you're going to find a wide variety of restaurants, cafes. Don't worry, there are plenty of toilets. Also, they are handicap accessible, so if that is an issue, you don't have to worry about that. The airport even has other amenities such as a sauna or a Korean jjimjeolbang down in the basement, 2 hours for 10,000 won. Great place to take a quick shower, scrub off, relax before you head into the city. Cheaper than a hotel as well. There's also a movie theater here, so if you really want to watch a movie in the airport, that is something else you can do. If you packed a lot, you'll be happy to know that luggage carts are all around the airport and they're absolutely free. Makes traveling with a lot of bags much easier. You can also find counters like this where you can check your big luggage and they will deliver directly to your hotel, especially if you're staying in Seoul. If you're going with a lot of luggage, it is a great way to kind of transport some of that. In true Korean style, it is very efficient and probably pretty affordable. One of the first questions everybody wonders is, how do you stay connected? And you have a few different options to stay connected during your trip in Korea. So you can use your home phone if you have that option. You're going to want to check the availability and the rates of that to see if that makes sense for you. If not, what most people do is they stop by one of these stands down here and get a SIM card, and that way you have a local phone number, and or at least you'll have Wi-Fi access all the time. The rates do depend on how many days you want the service for. And I highly recommend taking care of all this. You can pre-book it before you even come to Korea, have it paid for, and then stop by and pick it up. The good news is that Korea is one of the most connected cities in the whole world. So even if you don't have a SIM card or a Wi-Fi aid, which is kind of a portable device they carry around with you, odds are you're still going to find that there is a Wi-Fi network somewhere around for you to connect to. So once you've taken care of everything that you need to do here in the airport, then it is time to go. Let's get this vacation started. So you have a few different options to get to the center of Seoul or to other parts of the country. One of them, you can rent a car. I'm not sure if I'd recommend that, but if that's something that you're interested in, that is an option. But most people will take one of 4 different options. So after you have exited the arrivals hall here in the basement, you're gonna have a few different options. The first option, the first little island here, this is for buses. And these are intercity buses. So if you go to the left, it's gonna take you to Incheon. If you go over to the right, it'll take you to different places around Seoul. You can also catch buses that will take you all around the country. So this is one option. Also, if you come outside, you'll see that some hotels do offer shuttle services. So check with your hotel to see if that's a service that they offer. If they do, find the signs to your specific hotel and then they will meet you there. So the buses are an affordable and really convenient way to get around, especially if you're staying in a different part of Seoul City other than somewhere around Seoul Station. You want to make sure you buy your ticket before you get on the bus. This section is divided by different regions, so where you are going in the city. Once you have your ticket, you're going to find the appropriate platform or stand with the number clearly listed. There's also signs in English, and then just wait. The buses come very frequently. They are affordable. One great thing is that the driver will also help you with putting on and taking off your bags. So if you're traveling with a lot of luggage, it's really useful because they will assist you also once you get to your destination. So the price is going to depend on where you are going. For example, this bus 6705A is going to Jamsil. So if you're staying around Lotte World, this is a bus for you. The next bus departs at 4:30 p.m. and the fare is 18,000 Korean won, and that will get you down to Jamsil. So much cheaper than a taxi, a little bit more expensive than a train, but you don't have to transfer. You will want to pre-book your ticket from the airport. There's 2 different options. One, you can go to the clerk here and they will help you get set up with that. You can tell them where you're going. They usually speak enough English that they'll be able to assist you, or you can use one of the automatic machines here. Tell it where you're going and pay for it there. Make sure you have a credit card that will allow you to pay for that, and once it spits out the ticket, you're going to take that with all the relevant information and line up. So if I want to purchase using the machine, everything is in English. I can also buy tickets not just to Seoul, but also from all around the country. I will just simply choose where I am going, so then give me a menu with different times, and then how much the price is. So this is very easy. Once I'm done, it will then print it out. So this will only accept credit cards. So if you don't have credit cards and you only have cash, you're going to want to check with one of the kiosks here, and a real person will help you with that. For those of you arriving later in the evening, there are limited options as far as the bus goes. However, there are late night buses to Gyeonggi-do. You'll want to check the signage in the terminal for more information. So if I want to get into the city a little bit faster, instead of taking the bus, I can take a taxi. So I'm just going to cross over to the very next little island over here. And this is where you can find taxis. So it's divided into different sections. So the taxis are a quick option to get into Seoul. However, depending on the time of day and how many people there are, you're going to be paying anywhere from maybe 60 to 80,000 Korean won. for the privilege of getting to Seoul. It's going to take about an hour or so depending on traffic and where you are going. If you really want to get there quickly, that is one way to do it. If you're traveling with a lot of people, it might make sense. However, I actually don't take the taxi. I will just take public transportation, but it does exist if that's something that you want to do. And the last way to get to the center of Seoul especially is to take the airport railroad or the subway. You're going to just want to follow the signs down to the basement. So one option you have to get into Seoul is to take the all-stop train. So this is going to stop at a few different stops. It's going to take a little bit longer than the non-stop, of course, but it doesn't take that much longer. The disadvantages are, though, there's no assigned seats, so you might be standing up, especially if it's crowded. The advantages, though, it's much cheaper. And then over here is the express train. It will take you to Seoul Station in 43 minutes. If you're starting at Terminal 1, if you're starting at Terminal 2, you'll start there first. Takes 51 minutes non-stop. The advantages to this is that you have an assigned seat. It's extra comfortable. There is storage for your luggage, and it's just a lot less crowded. The disadvantages, much more expensive, 11,000 won. Sometimes you can get a discount depending on what airline you fly in on, so be sure to check that, keep your ticket. The other disadvantage is that it doesn't go as frequently. It leaves about every 30 minutes or so. So you might have to wait a while to board the next train, which kind of defeats the timing of it. However, I think it's much more comfortable, especially after a long flight, because it's not as crowded. You have that assigned seat, and yeah, there's places to put your luggage, and I almost never have to sit next to a stranger. So that's what we're going to be taking today. We're going to be taking the express train back to Seoul Station. So I have my express train ticket. My train leaves in 18 minutes, so I'm going to head through this side over here. What's important is whenever you take the express train, guys, make sure you keep this ticket. You're going to need it for your exit once you get to Seoul Station. So I scanned this, and then now I will go downstairs. Again, because this is a ticket and this is the express train only, I need to check out what car and seat number I have for my journey. I've got about a 43-minute journey to Seoul Station non-stop. So I have car number 3 and seat number 6A. So simply look on the top here. Orange is the color of the express train. So you'll see here it says 3. 3 is my car number, which means I'm on the right car. And then it's going to start from the back 13D up until 1A. It's going to go in that order. I am forward facing. I'm not going to be riding backwards. So once the train arrives, I'm simply going to board this specific car. Again, want to make sure I have the correct car number as it shows on my ticket, find my assigned seat, and then just sit back and relax. Quick, easy, painless, non-stop trip over to the center of Seoul. Once we've got there, we are free to go. We're free to start our trip. Can't wait. So it'd be nice to take a little bit of a nap. So once we have arrived here at Seoul Station, we have a few different options. We can exit and take a taxi, take a bus, or we can connect to the local subway system. Going through Seoul Station is 2 different subway lines, as you will see here. We have line number 1, which will take you to certain places, and then line number 4 is to take you to certain places such as Myeongdong. So if you're going to Myeongdong, you will just follow the signs to line number 4, and then you're going to transfer right here through Seoul Station. So it's also worth noting that even if Seoul isn't your final destination, if you're going to other places, perhaps you are transferring to Busan, you can come down to Seoul Station and then connect easily to the KTX, which is Korea's bullet train, their high-speed train. It'll whip you down to Busan in under 3 hours or to different parts of Korea. So you just want to follow the signs. Again, everything's in English here, and there are people around that can help you if you need help. If you don't want to transfer to another subway line here, what you can do is you can take one of the exits. So there are 15 different exits here at Seoul Station. You're going to want to find out which one is going to get you closest to where you are wanting to go. 15 is closest to the Airport Express. Exits 1 through 14 are scattered all around. You're going to want to look at the signs to find out which way you need to go. If we take a look at the signs right in front of me, this way will take us through exits 9-1 all the way to exit 14. And this side says exit 1 through 9. So you're gonna look for these yellow blocks up there in order to determine where you need to go.
Now that you're in Seoul, it's time to use public transportation like a local.
All right, so absolutely the easiest way to get around Seoul is by the Seoul Metro, the subway. So I know it can be very intimidating if you're from a place that doesn't use a subway system. However, it is super easy to use. It's very affordable, it is clean, and it gets you to where you need to go. So it can be a little bit daunting as there's about 9 lines here in Seoul with about 300 different stations. If you include all the areas outside of Seoul that are connected, it's more like 700 stations. So it is very comprehensive, but super easy to use. Announcements are in English as well as some other languages usually. And the subway stations are all very easy to get around. So I'm here on line 2, which is the green line. It kind of goes around the center of the city of Seoul. So the good thing is, if you have your WOWPASS, that doubles as a transportation card. You just need to top off onto your T-Money portion of that, and you can do that right in the app from the money that you put in. So you can put in US dollars onto your WOWPASS, then exchange that over to your T-Money with just a few clicks. Very simple. Only downside to the Seoul subway system, the only one I can think of, is that it is not open 24 hours. So that is something you need to take into account if you're going to be out late, because there is a last train, and after that, the train is done for the night. All right, just to show you how easy it is, so I'm here at Uljudo Ipgu Station. I'm gonna go down 2 stops over to Uljudo Saga Station, and then I'm going to exit out of exit number 4. It's a very short stop, usually about 2 minutes in between stations. And I can also see these maps around the subway station here. And so there are 2 different directions. These ticket gates go down to one side and go one direction, while on the other side, these ticket gates will go the opposite direction. So the subway is going in both directions. As you can see, people will go into these turnstiles with the green, and you simply tap your WOWPASS to get on. These are for exiting. So the exiting and the entrance go at the same time. It can be a little bit hectic as you are trying to find where to get on. If you have a big suitcase, you're probably going to want to find one of the exits that have somebody here to help you, because it can be hard to go through. So once I know which way I am going, I need to look at where I am going for my next stop. So in this case, my next stop is Uljudo 3. So I can look at this map. I can see the train is going to start here in English, Uljudo Ilga, and it's going to go this way towards Sarang. However, on this side here, I am here, and it's going to go the opposite direction this way. So this is the important thing up here. On this train, next stop is 201. That is the station number, which is City Hall. That's not the direction I want to go. I want to go this way towards station 203 to Uljudo Samga, Uljudo 3, as we're going to go 1-2 stops here. So you need to know what the next station is to know which way to enter. If you are going this way and you go through these turnstiles, you're going to be going the wrong way. You're going to not have a good time. So make sure you always check to know which direction you're going to go. All right, so now I'm getting ready to board the train. I have my WOWPASS here. You can see on the corner it says T-Money. T is the currency that we need for public transportation. So a lot of the buses are cashless these days, as well as the subway, we always need it. So you can get one-time cards or one-time use, but it's really inconvenient. This is really the best way. Actually, there's a WOWPASS card machine over here. You could always top it up with cash or just do it in the app like I did. So once I have this card, it's just very easy. Just tap and go through, and I'm good to go. All right, so that is as simple as it is to get on the subway. I scanned my WOWPASS. I had enough balance on there, and the turnstiles let me through. Now I just go down to catch my train, which just happens to be pulling up right now. Alright, so we are on the train. We're only going 2 stops, which is really easy. There are times of the day where it can be really crowded here on the subway, but one thing you do want to keep in mind is just to be pretty quiet. People tend to be pretty quiet on the subway system. If you can't find a seat, hold onto a rail and just be ready for sudden stops. One thing that's also really important to know is that at the end, you will see different seats that have a sign, and those are for the elderly or those who need it. So never ever sit there, even if they're empty. If you are under the age of like 60, you're gonna get dirty looks unless you're somebody who actually needs those seats. So be careful of those. Also, sometimes you'll see pink seats. Those are for pregnant women. And so if you are not pregnant, never sit in those seats either. Please reserve those. Please be respectful of those. And we are at one stop here. You'll always have an announcement that tells you which side the doors open on. In this case, they're going to open up behind me, exit, and then you will be good to go. As we approach our station, you'll see the green lines here. This is telling us this is where the doors will open up. So you always want to be ready to get off, kind of get your position, because once the doors open, you gotta get off quickly. Alright, so that is how easy it is. That was almost in real time how simple it is to ride the Seoul City subway system. I know, again, it can look daunting when you have so many different colored lines. However, just use a map, take your time, you will be able to conquer it in no time. So I can see from here, I know that I need to go to exit number 4. So once I get off the train, I need to look for the exits. This particular station has at least 10 exits, so if you don't get off at the right one, you're gonna have some problems. If I did want to transfer, I could also transfer, it says here, to line number 5. So I would follow the signs for the purple line, which is line number 5. However, I want to exit, so I'm going to be looking for these yellow blocks here. These yellow blocks tells us which exit to get off at. So if you're meeting somebody, you tell them, hey, meet me at exit number 4, but they're at exit number 10. That could basically be across this city, it seems like, so you want to make sure you get off at the right exits. If I need an elevator, though, I can look for signs. And there are elevators out in this exit. So not every exit has an elevator. However, almost every station, I believe, does have an elevator at least once. It just might not be the exact station that you need. And here's another cool tip. While you're in the subway, if your phone's a little low on battery, a lot of these have wireless chargers for free. You just place your phone in there, you can charge your phone up for a little bit. So now as I exit the subway system, I will be out on the street here and just can use my apps to help me guide to where I need to go. Easy peasy. So this isn't the only way to go. We can also use the bus. The bus is another great and affordable way. You can also use your WOWPASS on that as well. You can also transfer for free between the subway and a bus. There's different types of buses, and let's break those down. All right, so the next mode of public transportation besides the subway is the bus. So there are a lot of different buses that serve different functions here in South Korea. You have the airport bus, which is going to take you from the airport to different parts of the city or the country. And then you're going to have the different colored buses within the city. So some of the most common ones are this blue or red buses. These buses go from one point out to different cities. These are usually more like kind of like long haul buses. They'll have fewer stops throughout where they are going. However, you can board just on the street just like this. Probably the most common by far though is the big blue bus, and these are the intercity buses that go from all around Seoul. You're going to board in Seoul and get off in Seoul. And then you also have smaller green buses. These are called maul bus or village buses that stick around just kind of one neighborhood. You'll see these a lot going from like the subway station out towards other areas of the city or the neighborhood that aren't as close to the subway. Say as a tourist though, you're most likely to probably use a bus like this big blue bus. So these have all kinds of different numbers. In order to access them, you can use your WOWPASS again as the T-Money function. You're going to look for the name at the bus stop. Most important, you're gonna look for this. This is the ID number. In this case, it's 02253. So this is the station number or the bus stop number. So as you're looking for how to board, the best thing to do is look for this number. That's a piece of advice a lot of people don't tell you. So if you're looking for like a Myeongdong exit, you might have it on 2 different sites and you don't know which way to go. Look for the station number that is unique. So with these digital signs here, it's going to tell you how long until the next bus arrives. So the first number there, that is the bus number. The number in the teal color, that is how long it is until it arrives. And then down below, it'll tell you when the bus is about to approach. Once it is about to approach, you'll hear a little announcement that says like, arriving now is bus ... This is usually in Korean, so you may just kind of disregard that. However, once you see this number on the bottom, just be ready. So locals are always going to have the transportation card ready, because as soon as that bus stops, you've got to get on. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the bus system. So I've looked up, I want to go from here in Myeongdong over to Seoul Station. I'm going to use bus 507, so I've verified that I am at the right bus stop. I have my WOWPASS card here with me, which is going to allow me to get on to the bus. And now all I have to do is just wait for it to show up. The electronic sign tells me that I've got about 4 minutes. So the buses come through every roughly 5 minutes here in Seoul. Some come quicker, some come a little bit longer. However, once you get out of Seoul and you go to smaller cities within Korea, the buses are less and less frequent, so that's something to know. All right, so here comes a bus 507. It's board. All right, so I want to make sure I have my WOWPASS. I'm gonna tap it. So at the front of each bus, you're going to find those little black boxes. You simply take your WOWPASS, tap it, and it will take the money out of your card and just enjoy the ride. Again, on the bus, you want to speak quietly, keep your voice down, don't eat, do not drink on the bus either. No beverages are not allowed.
서울역 버스 환승센터입니다. 다음 정류소는 가로일동입니다. This stop is Seoul Station Bus Transfer Center.
So the bus will display the stop, and they'll also announce it in both Korean and then in English. So once they have announced that stop, it is time to get up. So if somebody hasn't hit a buzzer, you're going to want to look around and try to find one around you. Hit that button to let the bus driver know that you want to get off. So when you're riding the bus here in Korea, you want to make sure that you give up your seat if somebody who gets on the bus needs it. So if you see a pregnant lady or an elderly person, please get up. Stand if you are able to. There are handrails. Just hold on for dear life. You have to learn how to kind of balance yourself. Again, there are boxes here at the exit. Make sure you tap that as you get ready to disembark, and that's going to settle any bill that you may have. This will also allow you to get the free transfer to the next bus or to the subway. Once the doors open, it is your time to exit as quickly as possible. Again, nobody waits here. It is a system of pali, which basically means fast, fast. So as soon as that bus stops and that door opens, it is time to get off. The last and final way to get around this city is by using taxi. Of course, this is probably the most convenient, sometimes the fastest, but of course the most expensive. However, they are still pretty reasonably priced here. So most people, when they use a taxi in Korea, they use an app called Kakao Taxi, which just basically calls a taxi to you. They are also affiliated, at least some of them, with Uber. So if you do have an Uber app from abroad, you can use that. I've never actually done that, but a lot of people say it does work. You can also find places like this, like taxi stands outside some of the bigger places, such as Seoul Station here. Now, things to know that when you see a taxi, there's going to be different colors. If you see a black one, this is usually a premium taxi just for foreigners. It means they speak English, maybe some other languages. However, it's going to be a lot more expensive, as you can imagine. You can probably get away without using that, honestly. The other thing is that on the front, there's going to be a little sign. Now, if you don't read Korean, this might be a little bit difficult. However, if it says 예약, this basically means that the taxi is reserved. Maybe it's for somebody else. They're not going to pick you up. So don't be afraid if they pass you by. It doesn't necessarily mean they're discriminating against you. It just means that it is reserved. Other times it will say that they are on a break and they're not picking up passengers. But if you see the word bincha, and if you don't speak Korean, it's going to be a little bit difficult. But if you see this on the front of it, it means that they are accepting passengers and you should be able to get it. So a few different things to remember is that not all of the taxis are going to go everywhere. So if you want to go to a different city, they may not pick you up. After the subway stops, also taxis become really challenging to find. If you're in a place like Hongdae, after a night of clubbing and you want to take a taxi, it's going to be a challenge. You're going to be fighting for your life to get one. You can also pay with cash to the driver, or you can use your T-Money card, or in this case, you can use your WOWPASS and tap it as you exit the taxi and settle your fare there. So taxis are a great way if you want to get somewhere quickly, but of course it's going to be the most expensive. So without a doubt, my favorite way to travel around South Korea is by using the KTX. So this is Korea's high-speed train system. So I'm currently here at Seoul Station. This is one of the major transportation hubs around the country, and I can catch the KTX not only here but also at Yongsan Station and Cheongyeon-li Station. It's going to take me all around the country. So if I am going to tell you a little bit more about the KTX, the best way is to go ahead and board it. However, you may be wondering how you get tickets. Now, one thing I want to tell you that is very important, guys, you can pre-book your tickets. You can get them here, but if you do pre-book them online, only use the official website. Don't go using a third-party site. You're going to be paying a lot more, and it's not really any different. They're not even guaranteed to get you seats. So let's go ahead and take a look at the way to use the KTX system. So when you're departing from Seoul Station, don't worry, everything's very clearly marked. You'll see signs everywhere. They're also making announcements, both in Korean and in English, so you can't get lost. Check out one of these signs, will tell you the time of departure, your train number, where it's going to, as well as what track it is. And then when you turn around, you will see the tracks all along here. So once you have your ticket, you don't need a physical ticket, by the way. As long as you have the mobile pass on your phone, then you can use that. Nobody is going to check. There is no security check. It's one of the great advantages of taking the KTX is that you don't really need to get here early. As long as you're here about 10 minutes prior to your departure, you are good to go. There's no security checks. Nobody checking your tickets. You just come on in and stroll on in. It's kind of on the honor system, but not really, because they will check your tickets if they need to. But some people always worry about not having their tickets checked. They have a system in place. If they think they need to check your ticket, they will. All right, so I grabbed a few essentials. Now it is time to board our train. So looking at the signs, I know I need to go to track number 5. Again, everything is very clearly listed. It only takes a few minutes from getting here at Seoul Station. If I didn't take this little convenience store stop, then it would have only taken about 5 minutes to go from taxi to train, which is super convenient, much better than the airport. This part is only for ticketed passengers. Again, there's nobody here to check your tickets though. So once I get out here, I will see all the different tracks. Right behind me here is track number 13 and 14. I'm looking for track number 5. Obviously, I'm gonna head over to my left here. As you can see, everything is very clean. There are more stops for food if you want to grab some snacks. Everything is closed because it's too early right now. All right, because it's early morning, my train is already here. My chariot awaits. So I am here at track number 5. I'm gonna be looking for car number 5, seat 14A. I know my train to Busan is train number 3, which it clearly states on this sign that says Busan, and then it'll say 003. That is my train number, basically like your flight number. And then it'll clearly state the car number. This is car number 7. I am looking for car number 5, so I'm gonna go 2 down. A little bit of a walk. I have pre-assigned my seat earlier, so I know exactly where I am going. Super easy to use. If you do have any questions, there are people that can help you. Of course, each train does have an attendant as well. They usually speak enough English. If you have any pressing questions, they can help you out there. All right, so I've located my seat. Again, I am in a 14A, which is one of the end rows here, so it means you get a little bit more extra leg space, which is always great. If you book online, I believe you can choose your seat. So each seat here has some USB ports as well as a phone charger. You have a window, and the seats do recline a little bit. Really comfortable way to get down to Busan. Again, a little over about 2.5 hours from Seoul Station down to Busan Station. A little faster than taking an airplane, I believe, because it takes you to the center of the city, whereas the airport is further away, and then you have to go from the airport into the city, more time. So this is my preferred way to travel. It's kind of in the middle of the budget options here, as well as one of the quicker ways and most comfortable ways, I do believe. So now basically all we do, we sit back, we relax, and in about 2.5 hours, we will finally be in Busan. All right, so if you're traveling to Seoul, you're absolutely going to find yourself at this very location. This is Myeongdong, and it is the tourist central of Seoul, perhaps of South Korea, known for its shopping, skincare, restaurants, and of course, street food. And one of the questions that I get asked often is where is the best place to stay when you're visiting South Korea, especially in Seoul. So I think there are three main options. There's plenty of other places outside of the main city center. However, there's three main areas that tourists want to stay at. One would be Hongdae. Hongdae is great if you love nightlife, if you love clubbing, if you want like 24-hour a day type of party atmosphere, book Hongdae. However, if you want like traditional things, it's not the greatest place. The next stop would be Gangnam. Gangnam is south of the Han River. It has a beautiful temple. It's also got some great shopping. Really expensive though, and if you want to treat yourself to a little bit of luxury, Gangnam is great for you. However, the place I actually recommend is this. This is Myeongdong. So a lot of people will tell you don't come here, and I agree, you don't want to spend all your time in Myeongdong, but as far as basing yourself, it's a great spot because it is centrally located. There are tons of hotels at different price points, and there's just a lot to do around here. Now, I will say, stay here, get a hotel in this area, and then make sure you leave because you don't want to spend all your time. It's kind of like the Times Square of South Korea. Things are going to be a little bit more expensive than the other places, but you know, it is a tourist hotspot, but you're also a tourist, so check it out. But anywhere you stay is going to be connected to the subway, the bus. It's going to be easy to get around. However, I think Myeongdong is central to so much of what you want to see and do that it makes it a great place to base yourself. All right, so I'm in Myeongdong, and I definitely want to try out some of the street food, but I don't have cash. Luckily, I do have my WOWPASS card, and I want to try some japchae, so I'm going to go see if this will work at a street food vendor. 안녕하세요. And here it is. Here is my freshly made japchae. Only 6,000 Korean won. It was so easy to use with my WOWPASS card. So not every street vendor is going to take cards. However, when there is a sign that says they do accept credit cards, you can use your WOWPASS card. So all I had to do was hand it to him, and he was able to run it, no problem. So I can go back later and check my balance on my app or at one of the machines. However, it is so convenient. Again, I put US dollars into the machine and it automatically transferred it to South Korean won. And I tell you, when I am hungry, I don't want to be waiting around trying to find a place to exchange my money. So I need to find a place. It is true street food. I need to find a place to sit down and enjoy this. So while Korea is increasingly going cashless these days, there are still moments and times that you're going to need cash. And if you don't have it, don't worry. There's a really simple solution around this. So at a lot of places, you will see something like this. You'll see a menu, but maybe there'll be a number on the bottom along with a bank account number. And this is the local bank account number that you can transfer cash to. It's a bank account to bank account, super easy. And if you don't have a local bank account, that was impossible to do, so you'd have to use cash. However, with your WOWPASS, you can actually use it to pay that way, which is an incredible thing to do. So in this case, my mandu that I have ordered are 8,000 Korean won. Rather than pull out my WOWPASS or cash, I can simply transfer this to their account. Let me show you how. All right, so on their menu, I know that their bank account is Woody Bank. So all I need to do is go into my WOWPASS and hit send. So I can use this to send cash to other WOWPASS app users, or I can go to a bank account, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to transfer to a bank account. The recipient number I'm going to put here, which is on the menu. And then I'm going to choose a bank. In this case, it is Woody Bank here. Next, I will go through. It will tell me the name here, which is the same name on the menu. It's correct. So how much am I going to send them? I know my bill is going to be 8,000 Korean won. I place that in here. Next, I want to confirm. I want to send this. There's a 500 won Korean transfer fee, which is for convenience. I'm okay with that. I am now ready to send it over to them, verify and transfer. Do my phone authorization, and there we go. I have transferred them 8,000 Korean won, is good as cash. Couldn't it be simpler? This is a really great function because before, if you didn't have the WOWPASS, you would have to just carry around cash. In this case, between the credit card function and this, when you do need cash, it's really all in one. I love this. I have confirmed it. So now all you do is just show them my phone and I'll be good to go. And here we go. I've paid for these already. Flat mandu, these are a specialty in Daegu. They are kimchi filled. So again, most places in Korea these days do accept or even prefer cards. However, there are times, especially if you're like in the countryside, you get outside of Seoul, or you come to places like this, traditional markets, they do prefer cash. Oh my gosh. Wow. It is delicious. Here's something to know while you're traveling around South Korea. Yes, the rumors are true. Trash cans are really hard to find when you are traveling around, so be ready to hold on to your garbage. Don't be a litter bug. However, you will find them some places. If in doubt, go down to the subway stations. There's almost always trash cans down there. You can dispose of your garbage. However, as you are walking around, be prepared to carry around a few of your used items for sure. All right, so I hear you. Money can be tight and plane tickets are not as affordable as they used to be, right? So you might be looking for some budget-friendly options while you're here in South Korea. And for that, I say I have a few different things. But first and foremost is that you need to get yourself a Discover Seoul Pass. So this is a pass. You can get either a physical or a mobile pass. And it basically gives you free or reduced admission to many of Seoul's best attractions. Things like Namsan Tower, even Lotte World. You can rent hanboks for absolutely free. It can really save you a lot of money. And with your WOWPASS, you can buy this at a very affordable rate and super easily right in the app. You'll get a mobile version of that and you can just go around and show it to places to receive your discounts. So now you might be asking, well, what exactly can I do with my Discover Seoul Pass? I put together a little itinerary that I did. Now, when you're watching this, the prices may change and the conditions on the Discover Seoul Pass may be a little bit different, but here's just a little bit of what you could possibly do with your Discover Seoul Pass. to the Discover Seoul Pass. This is a really great way to save a lot of money when you are here in Seoul. However, the fun doesn't stop there. There are some things that you can do for absolutely free while you are here in Seoul, and some of these are really great. So here are some of my top suggestions to do things for absolutely nothing.
First, indulge your taste buds in a delightful journey of traditional Korean alcohols at the Seoul. Sample various flavors and learn about the fascinating history of each drink as the friendly English-speaking guides take you on an immersive cultural experience. Remember to check their website and make reservations to secure your spot, as the selection changes monthly. Next, immerse yourself in the captivating world of traditional Korean martial arts and music. Head to the base of Namsan Tower and witness free performances that take place at 3 p.m. from Tuesday to Sunday. Arrive early to secure a seat as the area fills up quickly. Experience the grandeur of Seoul's royal palaces without spending a penny. On the last Wednesday of every month, enjoy free admission to these architectural marvels. Alternatively, if you dress in a traditional hanbok, you can visit any day of the week for free. It's time to unleash your inner K-pop star. Visit Hiker Ground, where you can create your very own K-pop music video. Free props, studios, and more allow you to live out your K-pop fantasy and dance to the catchy beat of your favorite songs. Next, witness the enchanting rainbow fountain at Bampo Bridge during the summer. As the sun sets, this engineering marvel springs to life, painting the night sky with a vibrant display of water and light. Watch in awe as the fountains dance and twirl, creating a symphony of colors that will leave you breathless. Then dive into the captivating history of the Korean alphabet at the Hangul Museum. Immerse yourself in the origins and evolution of Hangul, which is dedicated to all things Korean language. Explore interactive exhibits, learn about the creation of Hangul, and gain a deeper appreciation for the beauty and significance of this unique alphabet. Step inside the Blue House, also known as Cheongwade, and uncover the hidden stories within its walls. This prestigious residence opened recently to the public after being the exclusive domain of the Korean presidents for 74 years. Explore the halls where crucial decisions were made and international diplomacy unfolded. It's a rare opportunity to witness Koreans' modern history up close. Witness the ceremonial changing of the guard at Gyeongbokgung Palace. Check the schedule to catch this awe-inspiring tradition that showcases colorful costumes, precise choreography, and rhythmic drum beats. It's a captivating experience that offers a glimpse into the rich heritage and traditions of Korea. For bookworms and Instagram enthusiasts, a visit to the Starfield Library is a must. This breathtaking library, located in the heart of Seoul, boasts towering bookshelves filled with a vast collection of books. Capture the perfect Instagram photo as you immerse yourself in the literary ambiance of this stunning architectural gem. Finally, embark on a serene and spiritual journey as you explore the grounds of one of Seoul's many Buddhist temples. Take part in the captivating Lotus Lantern Parade, where thousands of devotees and participants march through the streets, creating a breathtaking spectacle of light and joy. It's a moment of unity and spiritual reflection that allows you to connect with the profound traditions and teaching of Buddhism.
South Korea truly is one of the world's best destinations for foodies. If you're somebody who likes to try all kinds of unique and amazing items, this is the place for you. I've spent many years traveling around South Korea in search of some of the best eats, and I want to tell you about 10 of my favorites right now.
And first up, we're heading to the charming city of Suncheon to try a must-try dish, Dwaeji Morigukbap.
Or literally pig's head rice soup. So in this alley, in this market here, there are different restaurants selling the same exact thing essentially. They are boiling away pig head in these big cauldrons on either side of me here. Then they take that and make it into a really rich broth. There's a local specialty here that I've never actually tried, so I'm really excited to check it out. This is my first ever Dwaeji Morigukbap. So the pig head soup. So I've had Dwaeji Gukbap in Busan, it's one of my favorite foods. What I find so interesting about this is that it also has bean sprouts. So it kind of reminds me of a mixture of like Dwaeji Gukbap in Busan and also like Kongnambul Gukbap or bean sprout soup down in Jeonju, another one of my favorite places. So what's so interesting is they boil the pig's head for a really long time to get this nice hearty soup. It comes with rice, kimchi, some raw onions, and then in here, oh my gosh, you can smell the garlic. Oh, it smells so good. Tons of bean sprouts, very generous with the slices of pork. So this is the pig head. So I'm gonna try the soup just as it is first.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that is so good. There's like oil, like head oil, I guess, just floating on it. The flavor is so deep and so porky and so rich, but yet so clean. I wasn't sure how I would like this because I love bibimbap down in Busan. It's one of my favorite foods ever. So I was kind of worried I wouldn't like this as much, even though it is totally different.
We then make our way down to Busan, Korea's second largest city, where we are trying some super fresh seafood caught and prepared by Haenyeo, Korea's real-life mermaids.
Alright, so I have ordered up a little bit of a feast, kind of the recommended items when you come here. So I've come early, it's kind of a breakfast treat for me. So I went with 3 of their kind of most popular items. So here we have nakji haemul ramyeon. Nakji is this octopus, so there is a whole octopus in here, as well as some mussels and a single abalone, and then cooked in the Korean ramen. It smells really good. Then I've got some kimbap. Kimbap is the Korean rice roll that's stuffed with some ham, some veggies, and some fish cake, and then some of this. This is sea urchin roe, and it's supposed to go on top of the kimbap to make it taste even better. So this whole meal here is 25,000 won. Incredible deal for that, especially this is all fresh. These ladies here probably caught it themselves, I imagine. So this is definitely going to be a treat to enjoy. I'm not sure if it's going to be anything special or if it's just going to be regular Korean spicy ramen. It's definitely going to be hot, I know that. Yeah, it's just instant ramen, really nothing too special about that. And of course we have this whole octopus here. I'm going to cut some of that up there. Alright, let's take a piece of this octopus here, some of this ramen, and enjoy that. The octopus is chewy yet tender. Adds some nice flavor to those instant noodles. And then we've got our kimbap. Specialty is take your kimbap and put some of this sea urchin roe on top of it. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever had a sea urchin roe. This is a first for me, I believe. I grew up not eating a whole lot of seafood, so this is a new experience for me. Oh, interesting. Sea urchin is almost buttery with a little bit of saltiness to it. Light seafood flavor, but not a really strong flavor.
We then find ourselves in Incheon, a city known for its international airport and also for its Chinatown, where we find the birthplace of jjajangmyeon, or black bean noodles. The dish is so famous that it has its very own museum dedicated to this noodle.
I've come to a place that is really well known for making dish. I think some dramas have filmed here. Normally there is a really long line to get in here. I think maybe because it's a hot summer day, people are avoiding the line. Well, this is like a 4-story restaurant that serves dim sum and these black bean noodles. So this is 8,000 won, not the cheapest bowl of noodles. However, they are hand making the noodles, which is something you don't see very often these days. This one has a lot of pork in it. It looks great. A little bit of a smoky flavor. The noodles themselves are a little sweeter than I'm used to. Lots of onion, pork. If you watch K-dramas, then you will definitely know about these black bean noodles because they are featured all the time. So you guys know there's actually a day called Black Day in Korea, and it is a day where single people kind of mourn being single and they eat black bean noodles. So it happens around April. So there is Valentine's Day, there's a day called White Day, then there is Black Day. That is the day that singles eat these noodles. This is definitely one of those representative foods of Incheon. And if you come here, you gotta try. You can't pass up jjajangmyeon when you're in Incheon, South Korea.
Next up, we're eating balls. Nestled in the middle of a market in the city of Jinju is a small shop selling gulbang, or honey bread. Dough is stuffed with the red bean paste and then fried and topped with honey and nuts.
Alright, look at that. That looks so interesting. Lots of sesame seeds, peanuts, and some type of sticky syrup on it. So let's try this out. There's so many different textures in that. Oh my gosh. The outside's really crispy. You get that sesame seed, and then you get this nice dough that's kind of fluffy and warm, and then ooey gooey red bean paste.
The city of Gangneung is known for many things, including potatoes, so it's only fitting that we try gamjajang, or potato pancake.
Alright, so next up is a thing of beauty. This is gamjajang. Gamja meaning potato, jang meaning a Korean style pancake. So as we have discovered, potatoes are really popular here, and especially of this region in Gangwon-do. And because of that, they have this dish. And she just took some fresh potatoes, pureed them, added some green onions and some other ingredients, and they fried up right in the market. Serve it with some soy sauce, a little dipping sauce with some sesame seeds, and that is it. It is a golden brown, chewy. And just a thing of beauty. It is so good. It's like a nice hash brown, but a little chewier.
Now, let's head back to Busan. After the sun is set, you'll find pojang machas, or street tents. You may have seen these in various K-dramas.
So I'm ending the night at a true Korean experience. This is the Somyeon Pojang Matcha Street. So Pojang Matchas are these tents. I'm sitting literally on this side of the street. So these tents roll up every night, and the people working here cook up food. And if this looks familiar, it's because you may have seen it in some K-dramas. So it's kind of a dying breed these days. You don't see a whole lot of these, but it is always really special when you get to see them. But I have ordered the grilled pork belly with kimchi samgyeopsal, as well as a beer to end our day here. Oh my gosh, it's like getting a dinner and a show. She is cooking everything right here. And this is literally on the street. So one of the things about Pojang Matchas are, if you are really a stickler about germs, you may want to, rethink this. However, if you're okay with it, it is worth the experience. So here it is. Oh my goodness, it only took a few minutes to cook. This is my kimchi and samgyeopsal. She cooked everything fresh to order. Chopped up the kimchi, chopped up the green onions, the spicy peppers, and then stir fried it right here on the curb. This is 20,000 Korean won, which, not the cheapest item you're gonna find, but you're also paying for the ambiance and the experience. So I am well okay with that. So let's try this out. It looks delicious. Oh my goodness. Wow. The kimchi is super ripe. Well, I could eat about 3 more plates of this. So I'm really glad I decided to come over to this Pojang Matcha Street. If you're coming to Korea and you're not fortunate enough to be able to... Hi. No.
주세요.
Oh.
주세요. 감사합니다.
네. 진짜 맛있어요. 네. 건배. So we are sharing our beer, because sharing is caring.
For our next dishes, we head down to Jeonju, often called the food capital of South Korea. Here, we tried 2 dishes that I simply can't get enough of.
So next morning, I got up for a Jeonju breakfast specialty. This is Gwangjang Market, which is these beautiful bean sprouts in this soup. And Jeonju's well known for its bean sprouts in this place. And this soup is supposed to be really healthy and really good, especially if you have a hangover, which I don't. But if you partaken too much of moju or makgeolli last night, you might have a little bit of a hangover. Ooh, it is deceivingly spicy. So there's this beautiful broth with tons of bean sprouts, some spicy peppers, and some kimchi. What's interesting is they also give you some eggs that are kind of like just cooked just a little bit. I told her I didn't know how to do it, so she put some of the soup in here, which kind of cooks a little bit, along with some seaweed. There is a ton of seaweed here to go with your meal. One of my favorite things. You want it more spicy? There's extra green peppers you can put in there. There are these little shrimpy guys that you can put in there for a little bit more depth and flavor. You have kimchi, and of course lots of seaweed. This is a beautiful breakfast. The broth is light, spicy. Even though I don't have a hangover, I still feel like I'm getting healthier just eating this. This egg is just slightly cooked. The whites of it are cooked a little bit. It's almost like a really, really soft-boiled egg. It's actually pleasant with the seaweed in there. I'm going to a really local area in the middle of a market. For this, they are open 5:30 in the morning for everybody who's hungry and looking for some delicious Gwangjang Market.
So one simply does not come to Jeonju without trying one of its most iconic and popular dishes, which is bibimbap. And that is a dish that's beloved all around the world, but it has its roots at this very restaurant here. So this is Hangugjip, and it started serving the dish and invented it back in 1952. So for over 70 years, they have been serving up this delicious Korean staple. So check it out.
Alright, so here it is. Here is my UK bibimbap. So this bowl's really hot. So it is just a delicacy of amazing flavors, textures, colors. You have everything from all kinds of vegetables to some pine nuts to some seaweed. But to me, the star of the show is always this, the UK, the raw marinated beef. Oh, it is so good. You also get a whole bunch of banchan, some side dishes here. So you have everything from kimchi to some bok choy to some spicy little marinated crabbies here. It's really interesting. So all of this comes out to 17,000 Korean won. I believe they make their own soy sauce and their own gochujang here. But the key to this, guys, bibimbap literally means mixed rice. Bimbi means mixed, bap means rice. So you want to make sure you get all of the flavors in there. So you just give it a nice mix, get in there, get all those vegetables. I see spinach, I see mushrooms. Oh, you can smell this though. It smells so heavenly, but really get in there and give that a nice mix. Get all of those flavors together. It is a harmony, a symphony of different flavors and textures you gotta combine. Let's try that out. I have all the different components there. Got some of that spinach, some mushrooms in there, some bean sprouts, and of course the rice and that shredded raw beef. Oh, it smells so incredible. It's so good. There's so many different textures in there. And that is what makes bibimbap so great. There's a reason they call Jeonju the foodie capital of South Korea.
We head back to Gangneung, where we are trying fresh seafood at the Jumunjin Fish Market.
To a coastal city, you only need one thing, that is fresh seafood. So come down to the Jumunjin Fish Market, which is just full of all kinds of fresh seafood, fish, shrimp. But the name of the game seems to be crab. So you kind of come here, choose what you want. They will pick it out, weigh it,
kind of barter, so it's best to bring a local if you can, or somebody who has the local language skills, and then you can take it nearby. They'll cook it up or slice it up, do whatever, however you want to prepare it. If you ever wonder why this is called a wet market, it's because the whole floor is just flooded all the time. Water is just overflowing their drains on either side of the tank. So there's definitely something you don't want to wear nice shoes. You don't want to wear open-toe shoes either. Wear something that you're not going to mind getting dirty, because your feet are going to get wet. They might smell not so great after you come to this market. There's two different parts to the seafood market. There is the wet market inside with all the live fish and different sea creatures that you can get there, as well as this one. This is the dried section. So there's all kinds of dried seaweed, dried fish, all kinds of skate and other things that are dried and hanging up. You can grab some of this stuff, take it back, make soup, or you can just eat it on its own, especially as a side dish with like alcohol and other things. Try finding a place to have breakfast in this market, because when you're on the coast, you have to have fresh seafood. It's kind of a must. So that's what we're on the search for now. Alright, so it is finally breakfast time, and I found the perfect place. Markets are great if you're traveling solo in Korea, because it's usually pretty easy to find places that will serve just one person. So I have gone for Hongdae Ramen, and it is basically just Korean ramen, but Hongdae is like a snow crab, and they are boiling it up here. This looks so delicious. I see all types of perilla leaves and green onions, as well as those ramen noodles, and a big old hunk of garlic on top there, which sounds incredible. But the main star of the show, the reason that I came for it, is all of the crab there. So there's a whole snow crab buried in here. When they put some gochugaru, some extra spicy peppers here to just make it that much more spicy. This is going to be so good. I think this is a Gwangjang specialty, and something that you really got to try when you're at this market. Again, just cooking it up here right at the table. Oh my gosh. Ooh. That is spicy. She asked me if spicy was okay. Of course, she asked me in Korean, so if you don't speak Korean, you may have trouble with that. But I told her, yeah, spicy is fine. I like spicy. But it is quite spicy, and you also get a lot of that crab flavor in there, which is the reason I came here. I wanted to taste that crab. It is delicious. It's going to be hot. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love the fact that they have cooked it with the crab inside of it. Other places, they just put it on top and just kind of serve it. It's like crab and ramen. This one, you really get all that nice crabby flavor, like infused with the ramen juice. And then, don't forget we have that crab here. It's a very small crab. We're not going to be getting a lot of crab meat. We can enjoy what we have there. Yum. Oh my gosh, the breakfast is so good. So I just found this random place. The old lady in front just kind of ushered me in. I asked her if they had the Hongdae ramen. She said yes, and just kind of pushed me into a chair, and I've never been happier.
Let's go back to Jeonju for one of my all-time favorite foods. I'll wait in line any day of the week for this deliciousness.
Sometimes you just have to be willing to wait in line. That's what I did for this. So this is the Jeonju Yukjeon that smells so good. So it's basically these thin slices of beef that they put in an egg batter and then just kind of shallow fry it in a bunch of grease. People were waiting in line. It smells so good. It's 10,000 won for a portion of this. They give you some raw onions and some spicy sauce, they say, to mix it up. It's a specialty of Jeonju. It looks so incredible. Let's try that out. combination of the egg, that thin, fatty beef, the raw onion, the vinegar, the spiciness. A little salad here. Well worth waiting in line for. The line went pretty quickly. Still wait a good 15 minutes though for this. And guess what? I'll gladly do it again. I eat that every day. Steak and eggs, basically. What could be better?
And finally, we're at Seoul Market in Busan to try the most delicious meal of the year to check out how WOWPASS is made. In these outdoor cauldron hides one of Korea's best foods.
Oh. Oh my god. So rich, so flavorful. Let's try this out. Oh my god. That's perfection in a bowl. Wow. It is so good. It's definitely a dish that represents Busan in so many ways. It's also a dish made out of necessity and scarcity after the war. Some samjang there. If you haven't been to Busan, do you try the local bop? Delicious.
And if that's not enough, there are some unique treats here in the city of Seoul that you gotta try out. One of my favorites is the oldest restaurant in South Korea.
Foodies will definitely want to visit Korea's oldest restaurant, which is located in Seoul. While nobody knows exactly how old it is, one thing is for sure. This restaurant has been serving up solangtang for over a century.
So solangtang is this really yummy soup. So they take basically beef bones and boil them for a really long time until it gets this milky white soup. And then they put pieces of the beef in there. Yum. I'll tell you what, after a century of cooking the same dish, they know what they're doing. That is for certain. Yum. So one place you absolutely must try when you're in Seoul is this place. This is Bucheon Son Mandu, and it is handmade mandu. Mandu is like Korean style dumpling, so it is so delicious. This place has been serving it up some of the best that I've ever had in Korea. So going for a sampler here, which gives us some of the best of all the flavors. We have meat mandu, we have kimchi mandu for those who like a little bit of spice. We have these ones that are just kind of like little dumpling balls, and then the all-time favorite, the chicken, the crispy deep fried mandu. Check that out. Oh, my mouth is watering just being able to smell this. Oh, that is heaven.
We begin our adventure at one of Seoul's most lively traditional markets, Gwangjang Market.
So this market is full of yummy, delicious food. So it may not be as popular as places like Gwangjang Market or Namdaemun Market, but don't let that fool you. It's a little bit of a smaller market, more locals only. However, there are some hidden gems here that you just have to try. There are some things that are iconic in this market, and we're gonna be checking them all out today. And the best thing is that the prices are really affordable here compared to other markets that are a little more touristy. Alright, so the next place we're visiting is called Incheon International, and this place is an absolute mecca for all BTS Army. So it's said that back in the day, they were training, they were rookies, and they used to come to this restaurant 2 or 3 times a day. And ever since then, the owner has decked out this restaurant in every square inch is covered with BTS memorabilia. And people from around the world come here to eat at this very restaurant. The BTS once ate out. So this is one of the recommended menus. It's Hookdae and Bibimbap, black pig, stir-fried rice. It's super delish. If you are visiting Seoul and you are BTS Army, you're gonna want to make sure you put this place on your list. Love our next stop. This is Baskin-Robbins Brown, located in the Gangnam area. So this Baskin-Robbins has much more than 31 flavors. That's right, they have 100 unique flavors of ice cream. Not only that, they have a whole wall of spoons, which has been signed by different celebrities. There's claw games. You can get ice cream fondue. You can just have a whole ice cream party. This is a true heaven for ice cream lovers. So we've got 2 scoops here. Some of these flavors are unique and you can only find here. That is delish. If you are very indecisive, that might be a bit of a problem because there are a ton of choices here.
So next up we are at the Tok Museum. Tok is the name of Korean rice cake, and this small little exhibition tells you a little bit about the history of Korean rice cakes as well as the specialties of them from around Korea and the importance of them and how they're eaten in different seasons. So if you come here at certain times, you can actually make your very own rice cake in the fun little class. It'll be a great souvenir to take home, I think.
So one of the quintessential experiences here in Seoul is eating ramen at the Han River. So this is something that you've probably seen in K-dramas. It's huge with the locals and tourists alike. So there are all these convenience stores and you just go in and you buy the ramen and they give you these little bowls and there are these machines that pour the perfect amount of water and cook it just perfectly for you, like 4 minutes. You don't have to worry about burning it. It is all automated. And at the end, you get the perfect bowl of Korean ramen. There's just something about instant noodles that just hit so differently when you are outside. So this is one of the best deals in all of Korea. This is only 1,000 won, less than $1 US. This is gilgori toast or street toast. And so they are making this very simple sandwich here. So it's just bread, an omelet, some sugar and ketchup, and they toast it up here. And they're going through just so much ingredients because it is such an affordable product that is definitely great for anybody who is on a budget here. Let me try this out. There's some crispy vegetables in there. It's very sweet though. It's a very interesting combination of flavors, but you know what? For 1,000 won, I am not going to complain. All right, so next up we are at Sindandong Tteokbokki Town. So this is a whole area devoted to nothing but this. This is tteokbokki, or the spicy rice cakes, and it's a popular street food here in Korea, but this neighborhood is known for having a ton of restaurants that sell it, and it is so yummy. This is more than just your basic street food. So when you get this, they bring all the ingredients to the table, and you cook it here at the table by yourself. And then it is hot and fresh and spicy and chewy and just full of all kinds of yummy goodies that you find as you're eating through this. So next up we are in Myeongdong at a famous place called Myeongdong Gyoja, which is one of the most popular places for tourists here in the area. Be ready to wait in line whenever you come here. However, they're famous for serving up kalguksu, which are these knife-cut noodles. And you do them a little bit differently here. So it comes with this really garlicky kimchi, which is so yummy. The noodles themselves have more of a beefy flavor of a kalguksu. It's kind of smoky flavor. And then there are mandu in here, Korean-style dumplings. And if you don't want to wait, there's another branch just right down the street. But this is the original. So yummy. Okay, so here's a really great tip. So if you're in a lot of the areas that are frequented by tourists, you're often going to see people like this that are wearing these iconic red jackets. These are tourist information helpers, so they speak different languages. This gentleman here speaks English, and he's got maps and other great information. They are true locals and can give you some really great information. Other people speak Japanese, I've seen Chinese, all kinds of different languages. So don't hesitate to ask these people for information. They're very friendly and full of information. So thank you. You might be asking yourself if Seoul and South Korea in general is friendly for solo travelers. Good news for you guys. In the year 2025, Seoul was actually named the world's best city for solo travel by TripAdvisor. So what makes Seoul so great for solo travelers? Let's take a look. This Asian city was just voted the top destination for solo travelers in the world in the year 2025. That's right, today we are in Seoul, South Korea. But just how easy is South Korea's capital city to navigate as a solo traveler? Today we're finding out. Let's get started.
In this video, we're looking at Seoul, a city that TripAdvisor ranked as the top spot for solo travelers, calling it a fascinating mix of old and new. And they're not wrong. Seoul blends UNESCO-listed palaces with massive food markets, world-class shopping, and some of the slickest nightclubs around. Whether you're into history, food, or nightlife, there's something for every solo traveler. Seoul Subway is one of the best in the world. It's clean, efficient, and easy to navigate. Even day trips out of the city are effortless with Korea's top-notch regional buses. Seoul makes exploring simple, from sunrise to way past sunset.
So of course, one of the biggest concerns for any solo traveler around the world is safety. Now let me tell you, Seoul is considered to be one of the safest cities in the world, but do use caution. As with anywhere else in the world, when you're traveling by yourself, you're probably gonna be okay, but always use some common sense, a little bit of street sense, and you'll probably be okay. All right, so just how convenient is Seoul for a solo traveler? The answer is it is so convenient. So by now you probably know public transportation like the bus and the subway, super cheap, affordable, clean, easy to get around. Probably one of the easiest cities in the world to get around if you don't have a car. You can always take a taxi. Then you also have places like this, the convenience store. So while they are very well known on social media, you may not know just what you can get here. So you can get all kinds of prepared food, even fried chicken. You can get souvenirs. You can get everyday items like battery chargers, and of course some delicious food like this strawberry and cream sandwich. So just about everything you need can be found in the convenience store. It is a very convenient place, so most of the places you can use credit card as well as cash. And so you should have no problem getting around as a solo traveler. Ooh, look at this. All right, so I know many of you may be really concerned about eating alone in South Korea. However, there is no need to worry. South Korea, believe it or not, is a very solo-friendly place to eat. There are some restaurants where you'll need more than one person, but don't worry. There are also restaurants like this that are catered to solo travelers. This is a shabu shabu restaurant. So each diner gets their own little stovetop here to make their own soup. You get the beef, the vegetables, the different ingredients are going around. So this type of place is perfect for solo diners. And there's a number of restaurants like this all around South Korea. Perfect if you are traveling by yourself. Do not be worried if you're coming to Korea as a solo traveler. You'll be able to find plenty of places to eat by yourself. Yum. All right, so if you really do not want to eat alone, then head to the traditional markets. So you can find traditional markets in almost every neighborhood, in every city around South Korea. Each one has something different that they're known for. So if you just want to feel like you're part of a community, if you're part of a family, just come to one of these markets. People are always so friendly. The vendors often cook right in front of you, so you get a show as well as your food. And it's just a really fun experience. People are usually in a really good mood. People strike up some conversations, and one thing is for certain, you're always going to get some delicious food whenever you're at one of the traditional markets. So if you're traveling to Korea, one of the things you absolutely must do, of course, is try Korean barbecue. However, if you are dining solo, it's not always the easiest things. Most places will serve you if you get 2 portions, but you might feel a bit awkward sitting eating barbecue by yourself. It's not something that people do often, but one of the great things you can do is come to a place like this. This is called Hongoji. It literally stands for Honja Gogiji, or like solo meat house. And so you can come here, again, you get your own little grill right in front of you. You have a touch screen, you can order up different meats and veggies, and then grill it up here. So I have some pork, some beef, and I have some yuke, some raw beef, which is meant to be eaten raw. And then you just eat right here. Everybody here is a solo diner, so you don't need to feel out of place. And yeah, it's a perfect way to eat Korean barbecue if you are by yourself. So you might be wondering, what is there actually to do in Seoul, South Korea if you are traveling by yourself? Beyond the normal sightseeing and other touristy attractions, there are things that are catered to one person only. Let me tell you, you're in store for a really good time. So here is a really fun activity for all of you solo travelers. Coin Nore or Coin Norebang. So you get your private own little Norebang karaoke room here. Just me. I can pay 1,000 won. I can get 2 songs to choose from the book. I have a tambourine. I've got my mic here, and I can sing to my heart's content. So Coin Nore is definitely a workout. This is the perfect treat for all of you solo travelers out there, but that's not it. There's more fun things to do as a solo traveler. Let's check it out. So if you're traveling through South Korea, you might not have anybody take your picture, so you might be wondering, how are we going to capture all these moments by yourself? The answer, is this. These are self-portrait studios and we get some really cool pictures that make for great souvenirs. So the different photo booths have different options. This one has AI, you can have yourself wearing a hanbok, or this one is cool because it has a high angle so the camera's way up there, so you go into this red room, take your pictures, it prints them off, and you can also download them for your social media as well. So let's see how easy it is to take some really cool pictures here. Finish my little photo shoot here, so I get to choose which pictures I like. Hands down, one of the best things you can do as a solo traveler here to South Korea is to check out one of the festivals that is happening around the country. So be sure to check online to find out what festivals are happening when you're visiting, because I can almost guarantee you that somewhere in the country we'll have a festival going on when you visit.
With Korea's wide variety of festivals, you'll never have to worry about not having something to do. Travel to Jinhae in the spring to check out the famous Cherry Blossom Festival. Why not head down to Andong for the world-famous Andong Mask Festival? Travel into Korea in the winter, then head down to Incheon for the Santa Festival. There's even an ice fishing festival. These festivals are a great way to learn a bit more about Korea and to celebrate some special moments.
So maybe you're somebody who really loves the hustle and bustle of Seoul City, but if you get tired and you might want to just relax a little bit and unwind, that is not a problem as well. There are plenty of things to do in South Korea. Many different things to help you just step back and relax.
Wander through Buddhist temples, sip on traditional tea in the mountains, or get lost in a bamboo forest. These are the experiences a solo traveler might need to unwind. Recharge your physical and spiritual batteries at one of these places.
Seoul is definitely a city that never sleeps. So if you are traveling to South Korea solo, don't worry, there's still plenty of things to do. So of course you can enjoy some nightlife, some clubbing, and all of that fun stuff. However, if that's not really your vibe, don't worry. We're currently here in Hongdae, which is a part of the city that just stays awake 24 hours a day. You find everything from busking to 24-hour eateries to bars and all kinds of great things. However, if that is not your scene, don't worry, there's still plenty of other things to do in South Korea after the sun goes down.
Just because the sun has set, don't think that the fun has stopped. Why not take a cruise and be treated to a fireworks show? Or enjoy a dinner for one at a Gwangjang Market, a street food tent that you may recognize from K-dramas. There's so much going on at night that you'll never be bored. Traveling to Seoul as a solo traveler has never been easier. So what are you waiting for?
So listen, Seoul is an absolutely amazing city. However, Korea is a country full of so much. There's tradition, there is nature, there is all kinds of great things to explore. So do not forget to get out of Seoul City. Even go beyond Jeju and Busan. Visit the rural areas. There's so much for you to see and explore. With the transportation, it is super easy. Here are 7 of my favorite cities I think you should visit on your next trip to South Korea.
Andong is often called the capital of Korean spirit and is famous for the Andong Hahae village. Be sure to try to plan your trip around the Andong Mask Festival to see various performances, including Andong's famous masks. Gyeongju is often called the city without walls, as it's full of history since it was the capital of Korea for 1,000 years. Be sure to check out Bulguksa Temple, which is a representative relic of Buddhist culture from the Shilla Kingdom, as well as the various royal tombs that hold the remains of various past royalty. Jeonju is a must-see due to its Hanok village, which is full of various shops and museums. Foodies will rejoice as Jeonju is the birthplace of some of Korea's most famous and iconic foods, including bibimbap and choco pies. Pohang is located on the east coast of Korea and is perhaps best known for being the filming location for some iconic Korean dramas, including Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha. Thrill seekers will certainly want to check out the Spacewalk, an 80-foot-high walking structure full of twists and turns. And be sure to try mulhae, a spicy and cold dish with raw fish. Daegu is one of the largest cities in Korea and is the hometown of 2 BTS members. Don't miss Somun Market, one of the largest markets in the city. It's full of delicious and affordable foods and a fun environment. If that's not enough, then check out Daegu Jimgalbi, a dish of spicy and garlicky beef ribs that is full of flavor. Busan is Korea's 2nd largest city and offers something for everyone. Beach lovers will certainly enjoy Haeundae Beach, Korea's most popular beach. And don't miss Gamcheon Culture Village. These brightly colored houses are a must-see and offer some great places to take photos.
So one thing that I love to see is that a lot of places in Korea are actually becoming much more wheelchair and stroller friendly. So even at ancient places like this here at Dongmyo Shrine, they have installed a ramp. So if you are coming with a stroller, or again, if you need to use a wheelchair, before it was really, really difficult to get around. However, they seem to be becoming much more accommodating to use. So that is good news. All right, so now you want to plan the perfect itinerary for Seoul, South Korea. Don't worry, I have put together a list of 100 unique, amazing things to check out. This is everything from the typical tourist things such as palaces and things like, these are some of the most typical tourist things that you're going to want to do while you are here, as well as things off the beaten path, maybe even known only by locals, but you get the inside scoop. So enjoy my personal top 100 things to do in Seoul, South Korea.
We begin our adventure at one of Seoul's most lively traditional markets, Gwangjang Market.
So this market is full of yummy, delicious food. So it may not be as popular as places like Gwangjang Market or Namdaemun Market, but don't let that fool you. It's a little bit of a smaller market, more locals only. However, there are some hidden gems here that you just have to try. There are some things that are iconic in this market, and we're gonna be checking them all out today. And the best thing is that the prices are really affordable here compared to other markets that are a little more touristy. Gwangjang is one of the 5 royal palaces here in the city of Seoul, and it was originally built in the year 1405, so it's one of the smaller palaces here. However, it's especially beautiful during the autumn time. And here's a little piece of advice, guys. If you wear a hanbok, you can get free admission to not only this, but all the royal palaces here in Seoul. But what is the best thing and the highlight of this particular palace is checking out the secret garden.
Gwangjang Palace was built as a secondary palace in 1405 under the reign of King Taejong, the 3rd monarch of the Joseon dynasty, Korea's last dynasty.
So attached to Gwangjang Palace is this place. So this is the secret garden, and it's this really well-preserved place that was used for relaxation back during the Joseon dynasty by the kings. So now it's a place that you can come here and take a tour of. So you do need to get a ticket for this, and they do guided tours only. You can't just do a little free travel here, unfortunately. So make sure you check. The tickets do sell out super quickly. There are English tours available throughout the day, and so you can check their website and get those tickets. But we are at Dongmyo, which is an absolutely humongous outside flea market. You can buy just about anything you could ever imagine here. It sells a lot of clothes, which you can even buy by the weight, as well as just vintage items from all around the world. There's street food. There are a lot of people though. This place is very, very packed, especially on the weekends. However, if you are looking for cool souvenirs or just looking to try to find some really unique items from the past, this is the place. It literally has just about everything you could imagine, and then some. You get to explore, dig through all of the different vendors and all the different shops to see what kind of treasures await you. So this is one of the best deals in all of Korea. This is only 1,000 won, less than $1 US. This is gilgori toast or street toast. And so they are making this very simple sandwich here. So it's just bread, an omelet, some sugar and ketchup, and they toast it up here. And they're going through just so much ingredients because it is such an affordable product that is definitely great for anybody who is on a budget here. Let me try this out. There's some crispy vegetables in there. It's very sweet though. It's a very interesting combination of flavors, but you know what? For 1,000 won, I am not going to complain. All right, so next up we are at Sindam-dong Tteokbokki Town. So this is a whole area devoted to nothing but this. This is tteokbokki, or the spicy rice cakes, and it's popular street food here in Korea, but this neighborhood is known for having a ton of restaurants that sell it, and it is so yummy. This is more than just your basic street food. So when you get this, they bring all the ingredients to the table, and you cook it here at the table by yourself. And then it is hot and fresh and spicy and chewy and just full of all kinds of yummy goodies that you find as you're eating through this. Dongdaemun Design Plaza, or DDP, is one of the most iconic spots here in Seoul. You can't think of Seoul without thinking of this beautiful structure here. It's the home of the Seoul Fashion Week, different festivals, events, and so much more. So this is where you can get an unforgettable souvenir while you're here in Seoul. This is Dotori caricature, or uncle painting, and they do really fast caricatures for only 9,000 Korean won. Guys, I got this done in like 3 minutes. Check that out. Isn't that so cool? Talk about talent. She drew that out with no problem. It's very cheap and affordable, and makes for just a really cool souvenir. I'm really impressed with the results here. How cute. Solo 7017 is an elevated walking path. So it used to be a road that connects the eastern and western halves of the city, but now is an elevated walkway that you can enjoy that. In the springtime, it looks much more beautiful than it does now in the winter. However, it is a place that will take you from Seoul Station all the way down to Namdaemun Market. This is a nice little walk, and it offers some really good views of the area around Seoul Station.
Head to Yongsan to check out the Baekbin Railroad Crossing, which is also referred to as Ting Tang Street after the sound of the train bell. This is one of the few remaining railroad crossings that still exist in Seoul. You may even recognize it from popular K-dramas.
So one of the quintessential experiences here in Seoul is eating ramen at the Han River. So this is something that you've probably seen in K-dramas. It's huge with the locals and tourists alike. So there are all these convenience stores, and you just go in and you buy the ramen, and they give you these little bowls, and there are these machines that pour the perfect amount of water and cook it just perfectly for you, like 4 minutes. You don't have to worry about burning it. It is all automated. And at the end, you get the perfect bowl of Korean ramen. There's just something about instant noodles that just hit so differently when you are outside.
The Seoul City Bus Tour is an affordable and efficient way to see some of the best sights in the city. The bus makes stops at over 20 of Seoul's hottest attractions. It's a hop-on, hop-off bus, so you can customize the trip to see the things you're most interested in. However, I would definitely recommend checking out Incheon Market.
One of the most unique markets in all of Seoul is called Incheon Market. What makes this one special is if you come at certain times, you can actually use these certain coins and then go around and fill your own little lunchbox up of different things. So if you see something that says Doshirak Cafe, you can get certain small portions with your lunchbox. Then you take it upstairs and you get to eat it all, which is a lot of fun.
After all of that food, take a short walk to Gwangjang Palace.
Gwangjang is one of 5 major royal palaces here in Seoul, and this is my favorite because it is the biggest. It's so incredible to see all this, the colors, the painting, the architecture, everything, and we're right in the middle of Seoul.
Don't miss the changing of the guard ceremony, which takes place at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. daily, except for on Tuesdays. Be sure to arrive early to get a good viewing spot. Take a trip to the past as you get a glimpse of when the Sumunjang, or Royal Guard, stood watch over the entrance of the Gwangjang Palace. While you're there, don't miss the chance to check out the newly renovated Gwanghwamun Plaza. This public space holds various events, fountains, greenery, and statues of 2 important figures in Korean history.
So right in the middle of the new Gwanghwamun Square is a statue of this gentleman. This is the great King Sejong, who is revered by Koreans for helping shape Korea to be what it is now. He's the one who invented the Korean writing system called Hangul. We can actually go in here and check out more of his story in the free museum. So in this simple museum downstairs, you can find out all about why King Sejong is so famous here in Korea and is such an important figure in history. You can also find a little bit more about the creation of Hangul. However, this isn't a huge museum, so I'm going to take you a few minutes to walk through, but it's worth checking out. You get to see some Korean traditional things that you might not see elsewhere. So next up is a new experience that recently just opened. So right behind me, this is called Cheongwadae, also known as the Blue House, and this is the former presidential's palace that you can actually come and take a tour of and see the inner workings of where the president used to do their business. So previously, this has been closed off to the public for 74 years, but in the spring of 2022, the new Korean president took office and decided to open up to the public and move his location to Yongsan-gu. So this is pretty cool. So this is the former president's actual office, so I guess where they would have signed laws and done all their other presidential things, I guess considering like the Oval Office like in the White House back in the States. And tickets to Cheongwadae are free. You do need to register at the front entrance in order to get access, though. Make sure to bring your passport or your foreign ID in order to get a wristband to enter. So So when it comes to food, you are never far away from good food here in Seoul, South Korea. However, sometimes you're gonna have to go down some a little off the beaten path to get some of the best food, and that's what I've done right now. I've come to one of my favorite places, which is here in Dongdaemun. This is the Dongdaemun grilled fish place. All around us, they are serving amazing grilled fish. It's a little hard to find, but it's well worth the efforts.
The price of the fish has increased after the pandemic, but you'll certainly leave satisfied. Grilled fish also goes well with an ice-cold beer. And speaking of beer, you'll want to head to the Seoul next.
So you can't experience Korean culture without checking out all the Korean alcohols.
The Seoul is a small museum that aims to educate the public on Korean traditional alcohols. The highlight is being able to sample various liquors while an expert tells you all about them.
The name of this alcohol is Osan Makgeolli. It's made from city Osan.
I was able to try 5 different types of Korean alcohols, including makgeolli and soju. Reservations are required, but are free and can be booked on naver.com. Book early to get the English sessions.
There's a bite, y'all. Oof. That is warm. That is much stronger, much more potent than what you get at the convenience store. That is for certain. Ooh. All right, BTS Army, this is the place you will want to find yourself when you're in Seoul. This is the Hybe building. It's a very nondescript building. Doesn't look very exciting from the outside. However, on the inside, there is a really cool museum that you can check out. Unfortunately, we can't take video in there, so you have to check it out for yourself. Or you can just walk along and just try to see. Who knows, maybe you'll run into BTS on the streets of Seoul. So if you want to get up close and personal with BTS, you're going to want to come to one of the cafes that line the street right behind the Hybe building. So when it's a special member's birthday, they always have all these different collectible souvenir merchandise and coffee cup sleeves that you can go around and collect. But even when it's not near one of their seasons of their birthday, you can still come here and check out some of these BTS themed cafes. So if you're a tea fan, you're definitely going to want to check out tea while you are here in Korea. So Asolok in Bukchon is really well known for having this amazing tea house. So the green tea that Asolok serves is grown in Jeju Island. It's really famous. So if you're not going to Jeju, this is about as close as you can get. So it is this beautiful tea house that is always really popular. You might have to wait a little bit in order to get a seat, but it is well worth it. So the prices here are a little bit of a premium. This little cup of tea right here costs 9,000 Korean won. But hey, you get this beautiful atmosphere and hopefully some really yummy tea. It smells really good. Cheers. That is super refreshing on a really hot day. So I am now at Namdaemun Market, Korea's largest and oldest market, and it is crowded, but I am in search of one particular food, and that is a whole alley selling nothing but grilled cutlass fish. Let's see if we can find this hidden alley. So look how incredible this looks. So Hairtail Fish Alley is a small alley hidden kind of in the market here in Namdaemun, and they are famous for selling this cutlass fish or galchi, which is a fish that's really famous down in the Jeju Island area. And so what they're known for is this is galchi jordan, which is a stew that's a spicy stew. It's a little sour when it comes to beautiful pieces of this galchi here. They've also served up some gwangjang or steamed egg, and then it looks like maybe some free deep fried cutlass fish here, which I'm super excited to try. All this for only 12,000 won. It is a steal. This little alley is so small that they're actually cooking everything outside right as you're walking by. So I'm so excited. And check out this fiery red soup here. Oh, it's got a depth of flavor. Quite spicy, a little almost sour. Delish. So Hongdae is one of the most popular places for nightlife here in Seoul for both locals and foreigners alike. So there is a ton of shopping, restaurants, cafes, and of course nightlife. But also what is really iconic in this area is all the busking or street performances that you can experience throughout, especially the weekend after the after the sun has gone down. So it is a place that's just full of energy and livelihood. It is a must experience place, even if you're not one to partake in all of the nightlife festivities. There's still something for everyone here, especially though if you are a younger person around, you're something in your 20s, there's definitely a lot of fun to be had in Hongdae.
Be sure to visit Daeho Bookstore, which is known to be the oldest bookstore in all of South Korea. This place has remained largely untouched for almost 70 years and is now a cafe. The place has been visited by many K-pop stars including IU and Kim Namjoon from BTS.
So we are now at the Rainbow Bridge Yacht Tour, which is right here on the beautiful Han River. As you can see it right behind me, so you can book this in advance. I think we're in for a real treat. I heard we're going to go to see the Banpo Bridge light show, which is so iconic. I am super excited to share this moment with this cute little guy right here. We came down to this place and there is somebody here that give you a quick little course on how to properly use the bow and arrow, and then you get to practice. They're really hands-on and
Actually, it was so fun, right?
It was, yeah. At first I was a little nervous about getting the positioning correct, and I wasn't so sure. It looks much harder than it is, but I had a really good time.
Yeah, it was so fun and it's unique.
So this is Myeongdong, one of the most exciting places in all of Seoul. It is one of the most visited places by tourists from all around the world. It is known for its shopping, its cosmetics, its great souvenirs, and of course its street food. So this is a place that you'll definitely want to check out. It's actually a place I really recommend you stay if you're visiting in Korea. If you want more tips like that, be sure to check out our Korea travel guide PDF, which is down in the pinned comments down below. And of course, you can't come to Korea without trying all the amazing street food options here. It is winter. One of my favorite wintertime treats is this. This is called geranbang, or literally translates to egg bread. It's kind of like a steamed egg inside of kind of like a pancake, and it is so yummy. It's the ultimate in sweet and savory. If you want the most variety of street food, come to Myeongdong. It's a little overpriced these days, but you're gonna get all kinds of options from sweet to savory and everything in between. So next up we are in Myeongdong at a famous place called Myeongdong Gyeoja, which is one of the most popular places for tourists here in the area. Be ready to wait in line whenever you come here. However, they're famous for serving up kalguksu, which are these knife-cut noodles. You do them a little bit differently here, so it comes with this really garlicky kimchi, which is so yummy. The noodles themselves have more of a beefy flavor of kalguksu. It's kind of smoky flavor. And then there are mandu in here, Korean-style dumplings. And if you don't want to wait, there's another branch just right down the street. But this is the original. It's so yummy. So if you're a fan of Korean dramas or just Korean entertainment in general, you want to visit this place. This is DMC, or Digital Media Center, which is located just right off of line 6 of the Seoul Subway system. So this area is really well known for housing a lot of the headquarters for a lot of the different entertainment companies such as SBS or CJ E&M. And so you can come here and who knows, you might even run into some of your favorite Korean entertainers as they're here to film different variety shows or TV shows. This statue behind me was actually featured in the Avengers movie back in 2015, which is pretty cool. So even if you can't run into some of your favorite idols or K-drama stars, you might find their handprint and autograph on the stars in the walk behind me, which is pretty cool. It might be as close as you get to an actual Korean drama idol star fan meeting, but hey, it's free and they're always gonna be there. They're never gonna let you down. So next up we are at the Tok Museum. Tok is the name of Korean rice cake, and this small little exhibition tells you a little bit about the history of Korean rice cakes as well as the specialties of them from around Korea and the importance of them and how they're eaten in different seasons. So if you come here at certain times, you can actually make your very own rice cake in the fun little class. It'll be a great souvenir to take home, I think.
The Sodaemun Prison History Museum is a somber yet informative place that was built under the Japanese administration to imprison independence movement activists. Taking a walk through these structures is eye-opening and worth a visit to learn more about Korea's past.
So I can't even imagine the people who are in prison here were facing just in terms of the sheer amount of heat and humidity. This is truly a sombering experience to know the conditions that these people were going through and how much they were fighting for freedom.
Nestled at the heart of Seoul resides Topkol Park, a vibrant public space with historical significance. In 1919, it served as the epicenter for the commencement of the March 1st Korean independence movement. A highlight of the park is the renowned Gwangjang Pagoda, an enclosed marvel crafted from marble in the year 1467. This exquisite 10-tier stone pagoda, after which the park takes its name, stands as a testament to the park's rich cultural heritage. Jongmyo Shrine is the main state sanctuary where tablets of royal ancestors are honored, and memorial services for the Joseon Dynasty kings and queens takes place. It was built in 1395 by order of King Taejo in a Confucian style. King Taejo, the first ruler of the Joseon Dynasty, built the shrine to pay respects to past kings and queens. At the same time, he also oversaw the construction of Gyeongbagung Palace. The Doksugung stone wall path was constructed with eco-friendly materials and meticulous attention to pedestrian safety. This street runs along one of Seoul's 5 main royal palaces. Taking a stroll along the Doksugung stone wall path is a truly memorable experience, providing a romantic setting for couples and a captivating cultural walk. It's a must-see in the fall due to the many trees that line the street. Enjoy busking and other performances along the wall.
Alright, so if you love Korean traditional architecture like these hanoks, you're going to want to visit the Incheon Hanok Village. So this is a newer village that was set up to revitalize the tourism in the area. However, you have all this amazing architecture here, and inside are different types of convenience stores, photo studios, museums, as well as amazing cafes that give you a nice bird's eye view of the whole area. You can wander around. There's even a temple up here that is super special to check out. Definitely one of the areas that is much less touristy than like the Bukchon Hanok Village, which is just full of tourists. If you want a nice place to get some really cool pictures, this is one place that should definitely be on your list of things to do in South Korea. So Itaewon is known to be one of the most diverse neighborhoods in all of Seoul. It has all kinds of restaurants from around the world, as well as shopping. It's known for its nightlife, but if you're a K-drama fan, you may recognize it from the drama Itaewon Class, which they actually filmed here in this neighborhood, and you can still visit some of the scenes that they filmed at the real-life filming location. So if that's something that you're into, then this is a place that you'll definitely want to check out. The bridge here at Noksapyeong Station, right across from Itaewon, not only offers some pretty amazing views of the Namsan Tower behind me, but also was another filming location here of the Itaewon Class drama. So you may recognize it from a pretty pivotal scene in the series. It's a great place, especially though, to get a beautiful view of Namsan Tower just right behind us, even on a day like this when it's snowing. So I'm currently in the halls of a retired battleship. So I'm here at the Seoul Battleship Park, which is Seoul's first park with battleships here. So there are 3 retired battleships and submarines that you can explore. It's a really cool way to kind of see the inner workings of these structures. It's located right on the Han River, so it offers beautiful views of the Seoul city. And yeah, you can take some time and walk through the maze of these battleships. It's really cool to see. So next up, we are in Jamsil for a truly Korean experience. We are checking out a baseball game. I know you may not think of baseball when you think of South Korea, but let me tell you, going to a baseball game is unlike anywhere else in the world when you are here in Seoul. It's something you absolutely must check out. The people take these baseball games very, very seriously. And so there are cheering sections, and especially if you're coming here for the home team, be excited, because even if you're not into the game, you are going to love it's going to be a general atmosphere. If you're excited, I have no idea what team is going on. Apparently something good's going on. What's so cool is that they're playing music, there are cheerleaders, there's even people walking around delivering beer. Definitely want to make sure you come to a baseball game if it is during a season when you are in Seoul.
Next, head over to the 63 building, one of the iconic spots on the Seoul skyline. Start by taking the elevator to 63 Art Observatory to view the world's highest art gallery that offers stunning views of the Han River and surrounding areas. Then head to the 63 Aquarium, which was Korea's first public aquarium. Don't miss the mermaid show. Be sure to get there early for a great viewing spot. Foodies will definitely want to visit Korea's oldest restaurant, which is located in Seoul. While nobody knows exactly how old it is, one thing is for sure. This restaurant has been serving up solangtang for over a century.
So sometimes it's really yummy soup. So they take basically beef bones and boil them for a really long time until it gets this milky white soup. And then they put pieces of the beef in there. Yum. I'll tell you what, after a century of cooking the same dish, they know what they're doing. That is for certain.
Gyeonggi-sa is the main temple on the northern part of Seoul. It's located near Gwangjang Palace in Incheon. It's really easy to get to, and it is a beautiful palace to stop, relax, learn a little bit about Buddhism. What's best is that they have all these different programs and events that happen throughout the year. It's currently summer, which means they have lotus flowers all around. But if you come in May, it's especially beautiful as they decorate tons of paper lanterns for Buddha's birthday.
So next up we are in Ikseongdong. This is a really trendy spot that's kind of popped up recently. So it's cool because it retains a lot of the Hanok traditional architecture, but it just has a ton of really cool cafes and shops and restaurants. And some of these cafes are really well known and have huge lines basically any time of the day. The alleys here are really narrow, so you have to be really careful as you're walking through because it does get super crowded because it is such a trendy place.
The Hongjaechon artificial waterfall has become a social media hotspot due to its picturesque scenery. Grab a coffee at the cafe and unwind as you enjoy this relaxing escape from the hustle and bustle of the big city.
Alright, so the next place we're visiting is called Incheon International, and this place is an absolute mecca for all BTS Army. So it's said that back in the day, they were training their rookies, and they used to come to this restaurant 2 or 3 times a day. And ever since then, the owner has decked out this restaurant in every square inch is covered with BTS memorabilia. And people from around the world come here to eat at this very restaurant the BTS once ate at. So this is one of the recommended menus. It's Hookdaeji bibimbap, black pig stir-fried rice. It's super delish. If you are visiting Seoul and you are BTS Army, you're going to want to make sure you put this place on your list. So one place you absolutely must try when you are in Seoul is this place. This is Bucheonson Mandu, and it is handmade mandu. Mandu is like Korean style dumpling, so it is so delicious. This place has been serving it up some of the best that I've ever had in Korea. So we're going for a sampler here, which gives us some of the best of all the flavors. We have meat mandu, we have kimchi mandu for those who like a little bit of spice. We have these ones that are just kind of like little dumpling balls, and then the all-time favorite, chicken beef, crispy, deep fried mandu. Check that out. Oh, my mouth is watering just being able to smell this. Oh, that is heaven. Alright guys, so no trip to Seoul would be complete without experiencing the food culture. And I am at one of my favorite places on the entire planet, Gwangjang Market. So it is located in the Jongno area, which is adjacent to so many different tourist attractions that you'll want to check out. However, Gwangjang Market is the place to be for all things yummy. Come here hungry, I know I have. Let's go eat. This is what Korea is all about. Let's check this out. You have all these friendly sellers here and all these hungry diners, and they are just having some great meal. Wow, 감사합니다. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, it's really chewy. The sauce is a little spicy.
After all of that food, why not try some traditional tea? Head to Osolok 1979, located just outside Yongsan Station, for high tea in the afternoon. It's served with a variety of yummy snacks that incorporate different Korean flavors. Reservations are highly recommended.
So next up we are checking out a brand new place that just opened recently. So this is called Hiker Ground, and it's located right across the street from the Cheonggyecheon. So each floor of this building is devoted to something different about Korea. It looks like this area is all about K-dramas and K-shows, so you can see different things about Squid Game, We Are All Dead, I think it was. So this particular area is devoted to medical wellness, and you can find out different things about the medical tourism industry. There's actually different experiences that you can do. You can do a stress test, you can do a skin analysis, but I went with a tea type of experience. For all of you K-pop fans out there, the second floor is the place to be. So this is like different sets that were actually used in different K-pop videos, or replicas, I guess, rather, that you can go into and make your own little K-pop video. So one of my favorite places to hang out with my four-legged friends here is this place. This is the Han River Park. Right behind me is the Han River, and what is really cool is that you can just hang out here with your puppies. You can order some food. I've got some pizza here. We grab some snacks, and we just hang out. We're gonna catch the sunset. We get beautiful views of the city of Seoul.
Seoul is home to multiple Buddhist temples.
This one is one of my favorites. This is Gwangjang, and it's located right across the street from AREX. It's almost hard to believe we're in the middle of Gangnam, one of the busiest districts in all of Seoul. However, we have this whole sprawling compound full of Buddhist temples. This place also has amazing festivals during the springtime and throughout the year. You're definitely going to want to spend a little bit of time. It's quite serene and peaceful, and you get to just kind of sit back and reflect on your time in Seoul, South Korea. Before BTS or Blackpink, there was Psy with this infamous song Gangnam Style, and right in front of AREX Mall you can find the iconic sculpture of the hands that he used in the video, the little motion, little horse dance motion. You're gonna want to come here and do a little dance just like everybody else. Don't be embarrassed, everybody does it. So the Starfield AREX Mall is the world's largest underground shopping mall. You can get just about everything in there. There's movie theaters, there is its own aquarium, there's all kinds of stuff in this place. You definitely want to come spend some time. And then this pavilion all around me actually turns into an ice skating rink during the winter time, which is pretty cool. You can find a lot of festivals and food trucks and other things throughout the year whenever you are here. Surely you recognize this scene right behind me. This is the Starfield AREX Library. This little place behind me is so iconic. If you've ever seen an Instagram photo of Seoul, South Korea, you've probably seen this, you probably recognize it. There are books all the way up to the ceiling. I always wondered though, how do you get those books down?
Feeling hungry? Why not try some of Seoul's freshest seafood at Noryeongjin Fish Market? Choose your seafood on the first floor and then head up to the second floor to have it prepared. Do know that you'll pay twice though, once for the sea creature and again after having it prepared. However, the price is worth it if you're a seafood fanatic. Speaking of seafood, the Uljiro Nogari Street is known for its lively environment, cheap draft beer, and delicious dried fish.
So this place is one of the best places to come for cheap beer, and we just want a lively neighborhood with a lot of cheap alcohol. It's basically well known for all these little plastic tables that people just sit outside and chill and drink ice cold beer and eat dried fish.
There's no better way to spend a Saturday evening under the Seoul skies than with an ice cold beer and a whole dried fish. And no trip to Korea would be complete without visiting the iconic Namsan Seoul Tower. Head to the top on a clear day for beautiful views of the city. Namdaemun Market is Korea's largest and oldest traditional market. Go hungry and stop by Kalguksu Alley for a bowl of freshly made knife-cut noodles. This food is filling, affordable, and comforting.
Incheon is one of those areas in Seoul that you will just automatically end up if you are visiting Seoul, South Korea. So it's full of these traditional souvenir shops, restaurants, tea houses, and more. What makes it so cool is that everything is written in Korean. When you're in Incheon, make sure to stop by Samji-gil. This is a 4-story place that has all kinds of different handmade arts and crafts and all kinds of fun things, cafes. It's a good place to get souvenirs and just a cool place to check out Korean traditional arts and crafts and things like that. This is the Dong Cafe, or actually the Poop Cafe. Yeah, if you've ever wanted to have a latte out of a toilet, this is a place to come. Everything here is poop themed. Hopefully it doesn't taste like its namesake. Ooh, I'm proud to report that the rose latte actually tastes like roses and not like, well, something else. And if a poop cafe wasn't enough for you, how about some freshly baked poop bread filled with what else other than chocolate? Wait, is that really chocolate?
While you're in the Incheon area, be sure to check out the Museum Kimchi-con to find out more about Korea's most famous and representative food, kimchi. Find out the history and health benefits of the dish, and if you're lucky enough, you might even be able to make your very own kimchi. Looking for affordable clothing? Then head to the Express Bus Terminal's underground shopping center. Bring cash and explore the variety of Korean fashion items just waiting to go back home with you.
All that shopping, you might want to head to what is considered the prettiest Starbucks in Korea. One of the top 7 prettiest Starbucks in the whole world, guys. This is at the Mill Station, just right around the corner from Express Bus Terminal. There's this beautiful dome-shaped roof here and some delicious signature drinks. It's a great place to pick up some souvenirs and just cool down on a hot summer's day.
Fans of K-pop won't want to miss K-Star Road. Sculptures of teddy bears line this street, each one representing a different K-pop group. Some favorites include 4 Minute, Super Junior, 2PM, SHINee, Miss A, FT Island, and of course BTS. Be sure to then head down the street to Figure Museum W.
Located in Gwangjang, and it has thousands and thousands of different figures. Check these out. Looks like we have Heath Ledger as the Joker. The detail on some of this is so incredible. I actually feel like I'm standing right next to a real person. Ooh.
Lotte Tower is Korea's largest building and one of the tallest in the world. This tower is a symbol of Seoul, and a day should be spent there checking out all the shopping, cafes, aquariums, and more. Be sure to go up to the observatory for great views of the city. If you're not too scared, you'll want to check out the glass floor. It's an experience every thrill seeker will never forget.
So while you're at Lotte Tower, you're going to want to make sure you also check out Lotte World Adventure. So this is a huge amusement park. It's half indoors and half outdoors. There's a lot to rides and there's all kinds of cute stuff. A lot of people like to rent school uniforms and walk around and take some cool pictures.
Nestled in the shadows of Lotte Tower is the Olympic Park. This is the site of the 1988 Summer Olympics, and now it's a sprawling park with various sculptures, monuments, and other things that shouldn't be missed. It's especially beautiful in the spring and in fall. Want to see Seoul's most diverse neighborhood? Then head over to the Haebongchon area. The name literally translates to Freedom Village and is home to international cuisine, LGBTQ+ bars, and amazing rooftop cafes.
If you are an ice cream lover, you're going to love our next stop. This is Baskin-Robbins Brown, located in the Gangnam area. So this Baskin-Robbins has much more than 31 flavors. That's right, they have 100 unique flavors of ice cream. Not only that, they have a whole wall of spoons, which has been signed by different celebrities. There's claw games. You can get ice cream fondue. You can just have a whole ice cream party. This is a true heaven for ice cream lovers. So we've got 2 scoops here. Some of these flavors are unique and you can only find here. That is delish. You are very indecisive. That might be a bit of a problem because there are a ton of choices here. So next up, I've come to Seoul Tower, which is of course one of those popular places for tourists to visit when they are here in South Korea. What you may not be aware of is that right here on the Seoul Tower Plaza, every day from Tuesday till Sunday at 3 p.m. there are free Korean traditional performances, so you can see some really amazing musical performances.
Check out Seoul via the Han River by taking the Eland Cruise night cruise. You'll get perfect views of the Seoul night skyline as well as be treated to live music and much more. Take a class to learn how to make Korean traditional rice wine called makgeolli. This expert has been making makgeolli for many years and she'll walk you through the process of how to turn cooked rice into fermented wine. It's a unique experience that you'll certainly never forget.
Cheers. Oh, that's actually really yummy. So next up we're in Seoul, which is known as the Brooklyn of Seoul due to its industrial vibes. So it used to be really famous for having a shoe street where people made handmade shoes, but now it's turned into this area that's just full of different eateries and cafes and some really cool pop-up stores. Depending on whenever you're visiting, you can look online to see if there's a cool pop-up happening. Check out one of Korea's most kind of iconic cafes. This is Cafe Onion, and it's been popular for quite a while. It's popular with the locals about 5-6 years ago, and now it's really popular with the tourists from all around the world. It is known for having some really great desserts as well as some pretty good coffee. There is always a lineup here, so be ready to wait for a good seat. There's different branches around the city. This is again the Seoul branch, but the one in Anguk near Changdeokgu Palace is also really popular. Come take some great pictures. Is known for this really cool kind of industrial vibe, as well as, like I said, all those desserts. This is the Discover Seoul Pass, and what this is a card. This is a physical card, but you can also get a mobile version, and it is your ticket into some of the hottest attractions here in the city. So there's a 24, a 48, and a 72-hour pass. This is the 24-hour pass. It costs 39,000 South Korean won, which is very affordable. It's going to give us free admission into some amazing things and offer discounts at other places. So the Lotte Folk Museum walks you through the whole history of Korea. I mean, we're talking from the dinosaurs up until much further. It's a fun place to learn all about Korea. There's English signs that will walk you through everything. I think it's one of those places that's kind of like a hidden gem. Not that many people know about it because there are different folk museums and folk villages here in Korea, but nobody really ever talks about this one. This is one of my favorites. I really enjoy learning about all the Korean traditional history and all of that stuff here because it's not that busy and you can really take your time and explore and find out all about Korea.
Gwangjang Market is known for a variety of food, and you should definitely visit Yukway Alley for great raw beef. Trust me, it's much better than it sounds.
Okay, so we are in Gwangjang Market checking out one of the most famous foods here, which is yukway, which is the raw beef.
The Lia Museum of Art is run by the Samsung Foundation of Culture and consists of two parts. One which features traditional Korean art and the other contemporary art. It's a must-see for those who enjoy cultural exhibitions. Tickets are free and can be reserved online. Experience Seoul's royal palaces in a unique way by taking a night tour. These tours are offered at various times throughout the year, so be sure to check online for more details. Get your tickets early as they sell out often. By now you've certainly seen the Oscar-winning movie Parasite. See the filming locations for yourself in various parts of the city. Have fun recreating some of the iconic moments in the movie, and even see the actual pizza boxes the Kim family folded in the movie. A place most travel guides don't mention is the Dongdaemun Museum Village.
What I absolutely love about this area is that everything is written in like the old school fonts and the old school signs. And you just kind of feel like you've been transported back to like the 1950s or something. So there's everything from behind me is a photo studio, there's a barber shop, there's an old school movie theater right here, there are restaurants, there's a lot going on here.
Then try various retro food students ate, including Korean traditional lunchboxes called doshiraks. To see a whole day in Dongdaemun and my experience with this restaurant, watch the whole vlog that is linked in the description box below. Another iconic place that visitors always flock to is the Bukchon Hanok Village. It's the perfect place for some great Instagram shots.
So it won't come as a surprise to you to know that the Korean language is a huge part of Korean culture. But what you may not know is about this. This is the Korean alphabet. It's called Hangul, and it is a very scientific method of writing. And it's actually so unique to the Korean culture because it was formed in the 1400s by the great King Sejong, and it's so important to Koreans that there's actually a whole museum devoted to nothing but the writing system called Hangul. Now, you may be kind of wondering, is it hard to learn Hangul? Well, let me tell you, it has been said that the wise people can learn how to read it in only one day, and even the unwise can learn how to read it in 10 days. So that's my challenge to you. Before you come to Korea, learn how to read Hangul.
You simply can't leave Seoul without visiting the War Memorial of Korea. This beautiful museum is free of charge and deserves a few hours to fully explore. Parts of the museum are quite somber, but is also educational, and certain sections of it are also interactive.
So when you're in Seoul, one thing you should definitely do is rent a hanbok. It is the Korean traditional clothing. There are places all around the traditional palaces. You get to walk around like royalty. It is a hot summer day, and I've had to do a little bit of hiking to get up here at Naksan Park. But the view behind me is incredible and well worth checking out. You can see why this was in so many K-dramas. It's such a romantic and just cool place in the middle of Seoul City. So on the outside of Naksan Park, you'll find this. This is the Seoul Fortress Wall, and it was originally started to be built in the year 1396. And if you walk down this street, it'll take you all the way down to the Dongdaemun area. You'll get to see one of the iconic gates here in the center of Dongdaemun.
A trip to Yeongwonland is an experience unlike any other. This abandoned theme park has been the filming location for many K-pop videos as well as dramas. Some say the grounds are haunted, so proceed only if you dare. For something less spooky, head over to the Bampo Bridge for the nightly Bampo Bridge Rainbow Fountain Show. The fountains are set to various songs and last for about 20 minutes. This happens to be a popular place for couples, and you can often feel the romance in the air.
For all of you history buffs out there, Seoul is a place you must check out. There are 5 royal palaces here in the city, including this one. This is Deoksugung, and you are not going to want to miss it. Check out all of Seoul's amazing museums, temples, palaces, and more next time you're in Seoul.
Learn even more history at the National Palace Museum of Korea before heading to the Namsan Hanok Village. Check out the various traditional Korean-style housing and activities before heading over to the Seoul Millennium Time Capsule that was sealed in 1994 and will only be opened on November 29th, 2394. Finally, check out a Korean traditional drum class. The drums are also set to popular K-pop songs. In this lesson, we learned how to drum to the song Idol by BTS. Mic drop.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to shop in a Korean supermarket? Today we're at the Lotte supermarket here at Seoul Station in beautiful Seoul, South Korea to find out. This place is like the #1 supermarket visited by foreigners. But what makes it so special is that you can easily buy some products, some souvenirs, some snacks, and then easily put them in your suitcase and take them home with you because it is attached to Seoul Station, which means you can easily get to the Incheon Airport. So you'll see a lot of last-minute tourists and foreigners coming in here to grab those last-minute snacks. This is a great place to do that because snacks always make the best souvenirs, right? Whew, that was one long video. I hope you got all the information that you need to have an amazing trip to South Korea. Thanks again to WOWPASS for partnering up with us. Be sure to leave your favorite part about the WOWPASS down in the comments down below, and I'll be giving some of them away. And we have tons more videos with a lot more information about traveling to South Korea. So thanks for sticking around. Have a great trip, and till next time. I'll see you later. Bye.